Yeah, lots of tapping there. Just a bit of wind blowing around, so everyone's trying to keep themselves lined up. Go. Oh, great stuff there, both crews. Wonderful watching those quads. There's so many oars so close together, and it's so much symmetry. It's just lovely to watch. But yeah, brilliant sculling from both crews there, and a nice, good matched blast off the blocks from both crews.
It's almost a shame that this is the race we're seeing on this Saturday, because I was really looking forward to seeing these two crews. So a tough draw to get one another in the semi-final. This Laga A.S. crew have been so strong, but this British women's quad really showing their calibre early. Their rate is right up. Perhaps the Laga A.S. crew looking a little like they've gotten into their race rhythm a bit too early, whereas the British quad, I think they're showing their experience with the rate up high. They're really getting themselves into a commanding position before transitioning. Yeah,
that off the end of the island you're still really high and racy, aren't you? And you're trying to find that transition between the island and the barrier. Those two markers are kind of where you're trying to do that transition. And as you're saying, so yeah, it just looked like this crew on the near side, the Laga and Nereus crew, just a little bit more transition down a little bit earlier, whereas the Leicester R.C. Club and Leander Club on our right-hand side of the screen now. And yeah, as you're saying, you can see the old lollipop there. You can actually see it. It's almost in the V there. So if we were on one of the stations, we're sort of almost still on the Berkshire station, or actually mostly in the middle, actually to one side. But you can see the lollipops there anyway. But yeah, that Leicester R.C. Club and Leander Club crew, or the GB crew are doing a great job here. They look really racy, really nice, kind of keeping the rate lively, transitioning into race pace really well there off the end of the island as we come up to the barrier.
Such a fantastic shot looking down the course across the water. Get a real sense, but ooh, look at this steering here from the British women's quad. Both crews probably in the centre, to be fair.
Yeah, they are quite close to the middle. I'm sure the umpire is going to get busy fairly soon, but yeah, it's understandable when you've got the wind pushing around a little bit, but that's yeah, that GB crew is looking very strong there, aren't they? That's really neat sculling there, and good blade work in these conditions.
And this quad won the silver medal at the Varese World Cup 2 just a couple of weeks ago, setting a new British record of 609.3 in the process. They won a bronze at the 2023 European Championships. So a very experienced crew who I presume we'll be seeing at World Cup 3 in Lucerne next week, and at the all-important World Championships and Olympic qualifiers later in the year in Belgrade.
Yeah, this is such an exciting British quad to watch and follow. I mean, they were half a length or so off the Chinese at the World Cup, and it's really exciting to see their progression and their potential as they go through the rest of this season. And this is one of those stepping stones for them, is how they can handle this and come up against crews like this, which they're doing very well. They're looking very dominant here as they come through that sort of first third of this race here, already in a very commanding position and looking like they're really transitioning into something that's very relaxed and sustainable, right?
You can just hear the water and the blades coming out, that rhythm as the crew came past us. So we get a great shot there of the Leicester Rowing Club and Leander Club crew, the British women's quad. Lauren Henry in the bow seat, Hannah Scott in 2, Lola Anderson in 3, and Georgie Brayshaw in the stroke seat. This crew coached by Andrew Randell, the chief women's coach for Great Britain, Australian. He coached the Australian women's quad to the bronze medal at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
And talking about the coaching, that's wonderful. Great shots here. You've got a really nice perspective on how, when they pick up the water with the oar, the legs are the first thing that moves, and you lose that angle between the seat, or where your bum is, and where the heels are, and you can just see the legs just doing all the work as they just propel that boat forward. Wonderful.
We look down there into the Laga A.S.R crew from the Netherlands.
A great race experience for these guys to come up against a crew like this GB crew, so they'll learn a lot from this. You know, always good experience to come up against top rivals and race down a track like Henley. But yeah, this is great to have them here and to be racing against this British crew.
And this Dutch crew is the women's elite quad reigning Dutch champions. And they were part of the national squad earlier this year. A number of the crew members with international appearances at an underage or under 23 level in recent years. So still strong national caliber athletes in this Laga A.S.R crew, but more of the development underage team than probably the caliber of this British women's quad, who are clearly podium level looking into the World Championships.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it, when you see athletes on the different stages of their journeys, right? So, you know, the British crew obviously very much gearing up and getting ready for Paris next year. Both of them, all of them going through those sort of training programs based at the national training centres, and similar for the Dutch crew. You know, they'll be getting familiar with how the national teams work, how they train at the centres, and obviously maybe they're looking forward to either trying to get into the Paris crews or maybe more towards the LA 28 games. You know, but this is good solid sculling from both crews here. But yeah, looking at this this GB quad now, look at it, very relaxed, really into cruise control now, aren't they?
As we can hear the applause of the crowd. Wonderful display here from the home team on their home waters. In the Princess Grace Challenge Cup, Leicester Rowing Club and Leander Club coming down to the line.
We're in the commentary box here, right on the finish line, so we're watching this crew come towards the box, and it's brilliant. It looks like it's on rails, doesn't it? It's really gliding through the water, so lovely. Well, great effort from the Dutch crew there, from Laga and Nereus. Hopefully we'll see lots more of them, and well done for them coming here and giving our British girls a race. But that was phenomenal sculling there from the Leicester Rowing Club and the Leander crew.
So we get some replays here, confirmation of the results in the Princess Grace Challenge Cup, Leicester Rowing Club and Leander Club. A dominant display of quadruple sculling, defeating Laga A.S.R from the Netherlands.
Leicester Rowing Club, Regatta,